Hey y'all. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I had to take off my jacket. How y'all doing out there up in YouTube land? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is Saturday, right? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I feel like I feel like the internet connection could be a little bit shaky, and not trying to have all this ample light on because people are kind of slow. Kind of slow. Hey y'all, hey. Okay, sorry. I know I'm kind of like doing a bunch of things at the same time. Anyway, how y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Yay. I would dance and stuff like how I want to, but like people's pulled up next to me, and since we're going to be in the same place for like probably about a half hour or so, I want them to make it seem like it is comfortable and cozy, all the time, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, how y'all doing out there? It is Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I guess we always come on here and we're talking about like it doesn't matter the day, the pretense, the moment, the hour, you seem to make it whatever it is. So why some people are like, oh, because I was at the cafe a little bit earlier and I was talking to the owner, and like she's like, oh, it's Saturday, I gotta work, and because I guess she's looking at everybody else walking around recreationally on a Saturday and they're not working. I'm like, well, girl, please, there's so many other people, billions of people who are working. You have to make these days work for you no matter what day it is, see? Because society will try to make you feel out of place if you're, not doing the societal, cultural, normal things like your Monday through Friday, and it'd be making people feel so fucking ridiculous, out of form. So I like to say, great moment, great present, and whatever you may be, no matter what day it is, you can promote it for your best agility, y'all. I really want to turn off this light. And thank y'all for coming on in and liking the chat service in the Play Black. The Play Black. Thank you for liking the Play Black. When I was doing my little security measures on my phone, the chat kind of went away at the bottom, so I don't see anything at the bottom of the chat system, y'all. Sorry. But you know me, I just ultimately here, I'm gonna turn off this light, y'all. Sorry. There we go. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here ultimately and wish you guys a pleasant experience, a pleasant moment. And whatever you may be in at this time, may it work for you. May you bring the balance and the mutuality within your system, okay, within your area, within your environment. Not allowing the environment to penetrate what's going on internally within you that can in turn make you go off balance, make you be imbalanced just by the environment. Things are outside of you, external of you, not allowing it to dissuade you in any form or fashion, but continue on in the presence of bringing whatever agility and balance, homeostasis to your present, no matter what, y'all, to your presence, because you ultimately have the system and the power control of your own body. But leave it to them outside in society. They're controlling people by every measure. But we're always here talking about how we continue to control ourselves by permeating our own internal faculties. Okay, that's going to permit outside the environment, because for some reason, even like your friends, your relatives, or so-called friends or so-called relatives will attempt to I don't know, hopefully y'all can hear me. Shit, will attempt to like lower your frequency or something within the environment. There's not a lot of people who like to see other people happy, generally happy by a person being who they are, just being happy by who they are. There's like some weird humanly experience where if an individual person, if there is an individual person or a group of people who are happy and who are grounded, there has to be some outsource, some external that comes in to throw off their energy, to throw off the vibration. And that can happen everywhere, at your job, at your work, your so-called friends, your so-called relatives, and people outside that are strangers. They, you know, not all the time, but the majority of the time, like 95% of the time, right, are chaotic frequencies. And notice when you're grounded, and notice when you're like innately gleeful. What the fuck? Innately gay, happy, just innately, not a flex or anything. That's just what it is, okay? And then there's something with that energy where it's like oil and vinegar, that they will attempt to penetrate that energy to see if it's stronger than their low vibrational aggressive energy. So we keep coming up on here, y'all, so you can continue to um, thrive in your environment no matter where you are at any given time. Because with a high mind state, you have a high state cards. Okay, you're playing with the highest cards out here, with the highest vibrational mind frame, by instilling balance within yourself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look at y'all. Oh my god, I got on this skirt. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's cute. Cute, 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 cute. You know me. I'm like, I'm fucking probably look like a goddamn teacher. So anyway, sorry y'all, I can't see the chat, and I really, really, really hope that this live has sound to it. Let me turn off this music in the background. So yes, indeed, give to the needy. Whatever's plenty, give to the needy. I think it's kind of weird and whack. Most likely because I need to update my phone. This is why I don't see a chat or anything, but just on here a couple minutes to say, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, right? And then continue to talk about being the highest thrush, the highest flush, the highest stance, okay, internally. Not showing all your cards, but playing the highest cards, and that is with giving gratitude to yourself for one, being grateful for the things that you do have. Okay, let's go. So, nevertheless, y'all, I hope y'all are there, but y'all will be sooner or later, because the one thing I do know for sure, that the things that I talk about will come around sooner or later. So it generally does always come back around, swing back around in some kind of like form of validation, as if I already know what's going on. But I came on here briefly just to talk a little bit about, I don't know why they want me to talk about this, and I was just only thinking about it in pieces and parts, okay, of what I was just thinking out loud, okay, to the greats. Man, because I had to check myself too. I always have to put myself in the same perspective and experience too. When I'm obviously when I be thinking out loud to the greats. Okay, so I'm like randomly like, no wonder acting, film, and anything that we can perceive and we can watch people is just so popular. Anything that's on TV, acting, movies, television show, comedy, those kind of form of artistry is so popular. No wonder. No wonder. I was starting off like that. No wonder. Because obviously, y'all probably already know this, but people are generally truly performing. And I don't know if they know this, like 100% of the time, that most people are performing. 100% of the time, for not only the gaze and the likes of other people, because that's what's been going on with this rat box, the stupid box, on television, and things that you're not really using as a tool. So it becomes stupid. It becomes like a fucking dumbass box for like mirroring the same thing that's on the TV. You see these people acting, you see how they talk and get along with their environment, and then you mimic the same motherfuckers and you're acting too at the same time. You're doing the same acting that people are doing on TV. It's given very strange. I never really understand until like day by day, and I know many people have. Okay, notice how so many people are fucking performing 100% of the time. Okay, 99.999% of the time, the majority of people are performing. So I'm like, no wonder acting and television and newscasts and all this shit is so popular because everybody is wearing a fucking mask. This has been studied. I know. I've even taken some classes back in the day in relation to studies on people wearing masks, okay, and performing for the likes of others. And it's probably underneath some field of psychology and sociology, one or the two. So let's think. Everyone's wearing a mask. A mask, a mask, a mask, a mask, a mask, a mask, a mask. Everybody has on a mask. This is why there's so many people who deal with shadow work. Shadow work is a form of psychology. And it's another form of some other field that's not psychology. But this is why so many people deal with shadow work, because if 99.9999999% of people are wearing masks, meaning that we are so far gone in this society that we can't even be the likes of ourselves. Even within the likes of ourselves, we're taking on other forms of other structures, other things that we are not even in agreement with, but so everybody 99.99999% are wearing masks. This is for, the people who are holistic, right? Fully understand the variations of the mask, but some people just generally go out day to day performing for other people and not even aware of that they can't even be themselves, even if it's at their job or if they're at their home in their own environment, if they're out at a park or if they're at a mall, or if they're just sitting outside. Generally, people are performing. If there's some way or rhyme or reason and how this portrayal of people performing. So shadow work is very much defined, okay? But not only that, I was kind of thinking of something else too, like earlier, like another part of me was like, well, shit, I would rather um, it to be this way where other people are wearing masks, because for someone like me who generally um, can understand beneath why the mask is there, because some people's masks are the same on different faces, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of easy to understand why their mask is there. So I prefer that, but that never holds up around me anyway. When people have a mask on, they put on their best foot or whatever, they hide whatever but then they naturally fucking get into their lifestyle within moments of being in the same presence in the same space of me. They naturally just start talking about their lifestyle, their family, their background, and all that. But first, it's like this huge mask, but all of a sudden, that shit just spills out like water. But acting, no wonder. Those people are skillful. They're acting in like 5 or 6 different planes. They're acting in real life. They're acting on screen, right? They're being a different character who's acting somewhere else, okay? Who was written by somebody else who created this person. So there's so many different dimensions to acting. And they fucking know that here in this society, though. They know there's so many dimensions to performing, so many different ways of being. And this is how we are situated into being and performing in many different areas in our life. But taken away, I got to turn my car off because this is why I keep getting gas like all the time, because I have my car on. Thank you, Victoria. Ashe, thank you, love. Yeah, but they were like, anyway, shadow work. But so like the different levels in acting, the different levels or different powers that we have in ourself, within ourselves, okay? those are supposed to be higher ups, right, who are control of the whole function of society, all the structures of society, realize, okay, um, but people, obviously since the beginning of time understood the different layers of the being of the person because they didn't have any distractions. So all they could do was attune to themselves and attune to their environment and attune to who they are, right? So they didn't have a choice but to reflect their environment, okay, and be one with their environment and be attuned with all the levels and the skill levels of themselves because they didn't have any distractions. I'm sure you already know this. I feel like I'm repeating myself in some way. But since we have so many different levels, so many different layers, so many different bodies, so many different auras, okay, so many different offsets and insets sets that are going on just with this humanly experience that we can only perceive by with our eyes. The so-called powers to be know how to keep our bodies busy. They know how to keep our body busy. When I started learning about how the human body is commodified and culturally in so many different affects in history, and still up to this day, how each individual body is commodified from your age to your sex to your race to your gender. There is a will, there is a way to make money off of your body, your sense of yourself. Look at all of the marketing. Y'all, was watching a baseball game the other day, and I've never seen so much marketing in my life. Something like the Mariners, something like that. One of those games like that. Um, I haven't like really watched sports for a really long time, and I know that there's hella flooded gates of advertisement, okay, with any form of sports. I mean, that is big motherfucking league, big motherfucking money coming through there. So yeah, the advertisement is deep and heavy. But when I was watching this game, the shit threw me. Like, is nobody else seeing how big these fucking logos are now? Before, it was just a quiet product placement somewhere over the corner. You know what I'm saying? And the camera glance on it for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Or while the commentator is talking, they show the product. Now these motherfuckers is wearing big ass ADT logo signals. Big as fuck, like their badges on their uniform. Their big ass patches, y'all, like Boy Scout fucking patches, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, big ass patches of marketing on their uniform. Do you know how representational that is and what that does to the mind? They know who, obviously, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I just feel like I have to say this out loud anyway. So they know who to market this to, because who really be watching baseball on a regular, okay? It's generally people who own homes, who have homes, and those are the majority of people who watch baseball, who own homes or mortgaging their homes or whatever, you know what I'm saying, but who have homes, okay? Usually is those who are owning their homes will have ADT as their security protection. ADT. So baseball and ADT goes together. I'm just saying, okay, maybe I'm crazy. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it just was like a big, huge, ginormous red ass flag. And y'all probably don't think it's nothing, but for me, it stands out a lot. Like, wow, how much money it takes for them to put on their uniform, how much time it takes. You already know they're billionaires. Now they went over to somewhat not elite, but somewhat of an elite sport. Because we won't go into the history of baseball. Just look at the commenters, the commentators. I probably butchered that name definitions too. I'm gonna go here in a couple minutes, in probably like 5 minutes. But look at the commentators of baseball, okay, and then look at the commentators of baseball and football, okay, and all other sports. Look at how they are all different. Just observe and watch. The greatest gift that one has out here, okay? And even Ray Charles even shows you that you don't even need to have motherfucking eyes, because your senses will be so much more ascended without the eyesight, because motherfuckers don't even know how to use their eyesight, okay? Your greatest sense is that those who have that can see through their eyes, okay, and can see by their third eye, okay, or they can see by their blind eye, is observation. Ultimate observation. Sitting back and watching and observing without speaking, just watching, observing. Yeah, some people might look at you every now and again like, okay, yeah, you're crazy. Okay, why are you not looking at your phone? And then yeah, you pull out your phone every now and again. But ultimately you're here, you're normal, right? Because you're not giving off any weird vibes. But the best gift that one person has is observation, is to observe their environment. He just wanted to come close to my car. Is to observe your environment. Observe what is going on around you, and you'll be able to tell by, as this so-called system speeds up, how things continue to change. And all you're doing just simply just observing. That is the greatest gift. Okay. But yeah, I like being on the dark side. I know it don't seem like it. Some people get that from me right away. But I enjoy being on the dark side. I like to see what's going on with the mask. There, it gives me just more perspective of what's going on in society and how people are reacting to their environment. So I'm about to go on here, y'all, and have some fun. And I'll talk to y'all really soon again, y'all. Enjoy the rest of these moments, okay? These pleasant experiences, okay? Or even if they're not, just know it's going to turn around and work its way for you no matter what. Okay? It will, by the will of your mind, okay? By the will of your perception of who you are, okay? By the will of... There's so much more I can say, but I gotta go, y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Yeah. Sorry, y'all, so dark. I am gonna come back, but I just gotta... It's crazy. I got shit to do. I got shit to do. I got stuff to do.